New at noon, a Minnesota judge says all files related to Jacob Wetterling's kidnapping and murder will be released. A district judge in Stearns County says files connected to a criminal investigation become public record when the case is concluded. The Wetterlings had been fighting to keep some of the documents sealed to protect their privacy. This ruling comes after a legal battle between the Wetterlings and several Twin Cities media companies who wanted access to all the files. Now, WCCO TV is not one of the media companies involved in the case against the Wetterlings. High school students from across the state are walking out of class today. They're joined by students across the country on National School Walkout Day. They're walking to the state capitol in St. Paul. That's where they will rally against gun violence this afternoon. The event was organized to honor the victims of the Columbine shooting 19 years ago today. 2 students opened fire at the Colorado high school, killing 12 classmates and a teacher. Students across the country held a moment of silence at 10 a.m. in each time zone for the victims of the school shooting. The weather outside is not as frightful as it was just about 1 week ago today. We are finally seeing some warmer temperatures after a blizzard. Taking a look outside now, that weather watcher is white. That means no change is in sight for our spring-like forecast. Matt Brickman also up on the rooftop. And you got your shades on, Matt. I like the sunshine.
There we go. There's the microphone. We've got the sunshine. You don't need a coat. Things have been warming up nicely. We're at 49 degrees right now here in the Twin Cities on the WCCO rooftop. Many spots even warmer than us. It's already 50 in Cambridge. A little bit of an anomaly down to the southwest. 36 in Redwood Falls. Some thicker clouds there and quite a bit of snow still on the ground down towards the Minnesota River Valley. Just some thin, wispy cirrus clouds right now over the metro. We'll see some thicker clouds head in a little bit later on today. But 55 this afternoon, upper 50s tomorrow, and we've got a treat for you coming at the back end of the weekend and into the start of next week. We'll talk about how far this warm-up will go coming up in just a bit, Kim.
I like the sound of all of that. All right, Matt, thank you. The secret memos former FBI Director James Comey wrote after his meetings with President Trump are now public. Mola Lenghi is at the White House with a look at what the memos say and President Trump's response.
Former FBI Director James Comey says he decided early on he needed to document his interactions with President Trump.
The first meeting in particular, I was concerned that I needed a record to show the other intelligence agency chiefs who had been with me but didn't stay behind for the second private meeting.
The day after that first meeting, Director Comey sent his first memo to top FBI officials. Comey writes that he typed the notes immediately upon exiting Trump Tower, where he had briefed Mr. Trump alone, warning him that the Russians allegedly had tapes involving him and prostitutes. Comey writes that President Trump interjected about that trip to Moscow. There were no prostitutes. There were never prostitutes. President Trump responded to the memos on Twitter, saying they clearly show there was no collusion with Russia and no attempt to obstruct justice. Comey says the president may have tried to obstruct justice when he believes Mr. Trump asked him to stop an FBI investigation into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Comey detailed how President Trump asked if he could see your way clear to letting this go, to letting Flynn go.
The request that we drop the investigation is potentially obstruction of justice, but I actually don't know the answer to the final question, because under American law, obstruction of justice requires a specific kind of intention.
President Trump tweeted this morning, so General Michael Flynn's life can be totally destroyed while shady James Comey can leak and lie and make lots of money from a third-rate book that should have never been written. Is that really the way life in America is supposed to work? I don't think so. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, the White House.
Michael Flynn later pled guilty to charges he lied to the FBI and is cooperating with special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. at&t might have a new deal to save you money on cable. The company says it wants to launch a skinny bundle of TV channels called at&t Watch. It would cost about $15 a month. That would be one of the cheapest plans for a national streaming TV. The announcement comes as at&t is trying to buy Time Warner, but the government is trying to block that deal, saying it would hurt consumers.